Napoli's Victor Osimhen has been on just about every Premier League team's radar for an extremely long time. Between the numbers he has put up for Napoli and Nigeria, between having some of his best performances when the lights are at their brightest, between his pace, his dribbling and his finishing, and being just 25 years old, it's clear to see why teams rate him so highly. Also, with all the rumored reports that Victor Osimhen wants to leave Napoli this summer, I'm expecting Osimhen to leave Napoli this summer and maybe join a Premier League team, which apparently is his preference. Arsenal, Chelsea, and even Man United and a whole host of other clubs are all interested in the Nigerian striker. But with Osimhen's release clause being a rumored 120 million euros and Napoli insisting on the clause being paid, is this a transfer Arsenal should even bother pursuing? With the holes in our team and the amount it would take to bring Osimhen in, is this transfer worth going for? Well, that's what we'll be talking about today. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, from about January, I've been very adamant on this channel that Arsenal need a world-class striker. And even though Kai Havertz had an amazing run at the end of the season, that sentiment to me never really changed during the season. I thought we needed a reliable 20 Premier League goal this season striker to pull us over the line to finally get our hands on a Premier League trophy. And after the season, now with more time to think about it, my perspective has slightly changed on this. I don't know if a world-class striker is what we necessarily need right now. For me, the most important thing that needs to be addressed in this squad is we need a backup for Bukayo Saka, and we need a world-class defensive midfielder to allow Declan Rice to play permanently as a box-to-box player, or we could get a world-class box-to-box player to allow Declan Rice to play permanently as a defensive midfielder. So although I would definitely like to add a world-class striker to our ranks, I don't think it should be our main priority this summer. And for the amount of money that it will take to get a world-class striker, I don't know if we will even get one if we wanted to. That's why I like the idea of getting Šeško so much, because he wasn't necessarily world-class yet. He still had time to grow. He could come off the bench. He could provide depth up top. I just don't think going for a world-class striker is going to be worth it right now. Now, that being said, Victor Osimhen is reportedly heavily liked by Arsenal. And according to some reports, he wants to leave Napoli to join Arsenal this summer ahead of the likes of Chelsea. And then Chelsea have apparently also cooled their interest in him, and Arsenal are apparently the front runners to sign him. So Osimhen, according to the reports, if they're all correct, is leaning towards joining Arsenal. And although I do rate Osimhen extremely highly, I don't think Arsenal should sign him. I know it's controversial, but let me explain. The first issue is the money. I can't see, with the new strict FFP rules and all we have spent over the past 3 years, even adding on sales we hope to make this summer, I can't see our budget being much more than 125 million euros. Victor Osimhen's release clause alone is 120 million euros. And according to reports, Arsenal are only willing to pay around 75 million euros, yet Napoli only wants to sell Osimhen for 120 million euros for the release clause. So even if we talk Napoli into lowering their price, I can't see Osimhen being much cheaper than 100 million euros, which would ruin our transfer budget with still so many holes in the team. Added onto the fact that Chelsea might be in a bidding war with us to get Osimhen, and Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia are reportedly very interested in Victor Osimhen and are willing to pay his release clause. So I can't see realistically Arsenal getting Victor Osimhen unless Napoli lower their asking price by quite a lot and Osimhen makes a stand to Napoli and makes it clear that he won't accept any other offers from any other club other than Arsenal. I just don't see it happening. So off the money alone, it looks pretty unrealistic for Arsenal to pull this off. But let's say Arsenal sweet talk Napoli, beat out Chelsea, beat out Al Ahly, and get Osimhen's signature. How would it work? Well, Osimhen is only 25, turning 26 in December, making him only about half a year older than Kai Havertz. Osimhen is 1.86 meters tall, making him just 7 centimeters shorter than Havertz, but around the same height as Declan Rice. Osimhen is insanely quick, a really good dribbler of the ball. Osimhen is a proven goal scorer at the highest levels, although his finishing sometimes can be dodgy. Osimhen has scored 76 goals and got 18 assists in 133 games for Napoli, proving that he is a very high level goal scorer. So this sounds like a perfect fit, right? Well, I don't really know. If we were to bring him in, what would happen with Kai Havertz? Outside of goal scoring and dribbling, Osimhen doesn't really bring much else to his teams. He's not the greatest passer of the ball. He's not the greatest and hold-up play. He's not bad at it, but he's not great at it either. He hasn't got a high defensive work rate. But the main issue I have with Victor Osimhen is he is reasonably injury prone. Osimhen in his young career has already missed 616 days through injury, missing 81 competitive games through injury alone. Never mind having the months off that he has had to play for his country in AFCON. He's only 25 years old, so for reference, we can look at Kai Havertz. Havertz has only missed 28 games his whole career through injury, whereas Osimhen has missed 81. So on top of Osimhen going to cost Arsenal a whole arm and leg, plus his injury history, plus us needing at the bare minimum another world-class midfielder and a backup for Saka, and Osimhen being extremely injury prone, I just don't see why Arsenal should get Osimhen. Now, don't get it wrong, Osimhen is a world-class striker that can bring a lot to Arsenal. He can help us out a ton on the goal-scoring front. That's a fact, I agree with that, but I just don't think signing him right now would be an amazing move by Arsenal. He would cost us so much money that we could spend elsewhere in the squad, and I just don't think he's the best fit of all time for Arsenal. But as I always say, if Arsenal were to somehow bring Osimhen in, I will 100% be behind him. I will want this video to age very badly, and I would want Osimhen to go score 30 Premier League goals a season, making me look stupid. I would love that, but I just don't see the need for Osimhen with Havertz proven to be a really good striker, all the other holes in our team, how much Osimhen will cost, his injury history. I just don't see why Arsenal should get Osimhen.